Okay, thank you very much. I begin by restating
Mm-hmm.
that Islam is a complete and comprehensive way of life. It covers every aspect of our life, from the way we eat, the way we drink, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we interact with everyone, the way we even use the bathroom, the way we sleep, the way we do everything.
Mm.
Why? Because human beings, when they were put in this world, they were put in this world for a purpose. And in order for them to know that purpose for which they were put in this world, God had to tell them and show humanity what they are supposed to do. And so
Mm.
he sent messengers and prophets to be obeyed. And some knowledge, he inspired it to people. There are certain things that, we know about them because we are human beings.
Mm-hmm.
They are actually present in the hearts and minds of everyone. We will find that we may differ in certain aspects, but on certain things as human beings, you can just tell yourself, you know it yourself, that I can't behave like a dog, I can't behave like an animal,
Mm.
because I am a human being, I'm better than that, I behave in this way. So we have ways that we ought to follow in order for us to live a wholesome, a purposeful, and peaceful life in this world.
Mm.
Problem comes, the devil. He
Okay.
doesn't want to see us in peace.
Mm.
He doesn't want us to worship God. He wants us to be like him. How was he? He disobeyed God. So he wants us to disobey God. And because of his disobedience,
Mm.
he was chased away from the presence of the Almighty God. So he wants to remove us also from the presence of the Almighty God. He is going to be punished for whatever he did,
Mm-hmm.
but he was given respite until a certain point in time. And so he also wants us to be punished together with him. So every day the devil is at work trying to mislead people, taking them away from the ways that the Almighty God expects humanity to lead their lives. So if you ask, all these evils and bad things that are happening in
Mm.
this world, why? It is the handiwork of the devil, and it is an abomination for us to follow those. We must stick to the ways that the Almighty God has prescribed for us.
Mm.
And in order for us to be able to stick to these ways, we must believe,
So,
because these
mm.
ways are contained in our scriptures. If you don't know the scriptures, how will you know the things that you are supposed to do and the things that you are supposed to do? So, the first thing, I think even the Bible records it, that people perish because of ignorance, lack
Mm-hmm.
of knowledge.
Mm.
And the knowledge that is being spoken about is the knowledge of the word of the Almighty God, what God expects people to do, and what God does not expect us to do. So the do's and the don'ts, the
Mm.
faith.
Okay, so what is it that Islam faith is doing to prevent all these bad deeds and the abomination that people are doing?
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm.
Islam first, what it does is it gives priority to things. The most important thing for all of us in this world
Mm.
is to be saved from the eternal punishment of hell. That is the primary
Mm.
objective of Islam, to save us so that we do not become like the devil.
Okay.
So, how do we do that? We must have faith.
All of us.
We must believe in God.
So those who are not believing, what do we do with them?
The Quran tells us that لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. Indeed, we created mankind, the human being,
Mm.
in the best of form. We are the best creation of the Almighty God. But the same verse then goes on and say, ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. After men had been on the highest, on the pinnacle of creation, ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. Then we reduced him to the lowest of low. So how does this reduction happen? How does man fall from being the best to the lowest? It is because of lack of faith and lack of righteous deeds. The Quran goes on and says, إِلَّا الَّذِينَ except إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, except those people who believe and do righteous deeds and vie one another with the truth. They command each other to stand up for the truth and justice. So if you don't want to be reduced from that level where you are held in high esteem, you must maintain faith. You must do righteous deeds. There is no way we can talk about faith and not talk about good deeds. Because our faith is the beginning and our righteous deeds, that is the follow-up. And the faith is not an end on its own. It is just a beginning of this journey, our spiritual journey. And it will become visible that this one is a person of faith through our actions. When our actions are going to be in line with the word of the Almighty God, that will be a testimony of our faith. And the Quran also makes mention and says that ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس. Evil, corruption, bad have all become rampant on earth because of what the hands of men have forwarded. So evil and corruption have become rampant on the land and in the seas. It means everywhere you look, there is bad things that are happening. There is murder, there is abortion, there is killing, there is cheating, there is all untold suffering that is taking place within our species as human beings. Why? It is because of us. So that's what the Quran is saying. You are asking, there is a lot of evil happening. Where is that evil is coming from? It is because of our own hands.
So
we are responsible.
So what is it that Islam is doing to prevent the bad deeds to the world? Are you going around teaching people to come to Islam faith, teaching them the word from the Quran, a book of faith?
The Quran tells us that وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةً يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. Let there arise out of you a band of people or a group of people who command the doing of good deeds and forbid the doing of evil. You see, they said the bad and evil things that we say, they are as a result of the good people seeing the bad happening but doing nothing about it. If all the good people that are there in the world, they stand up for the truth, they speak out against the evil that is happening, they forbid the doing of wrong things, then we will be able to eradicate all this nonsense that is happening in the world. But unfortunately today, the pious people have become quiet and like they are absent in the face of bad happening. They can't even speak truth to power. They are silenced. Our men of the cloth, our religious leaders, they are not speaking truth to power. They are not telling these people, you see, some of these evils that you are talking about, they are imported, they are manufactured, and then they are dumped onto the masses. There are a lot of things that people are doing here. Just take our own environment here. There are things that are happening here which we did not grow up knowing. They came with some people from somewhere, we don't know where they got it from. And they came, they started teaching our own children how to do these things. And Where are our leaders? Where are our vanguards? Where are our protectors? Where are the men of God when all these things are happening? And so the Quran is telling us that let there arise from you a band of people that should command the good and forbid the evil. And when there is no one who is doing this work of commanding the good and forbidding the evil, then you will see that evil and bad things will become rampant.